Hey, this is Eric and Sherry Flyleaf Productions coming to you live from the Masquerade in the heart of downtown Atlanta. Extremely special guest with us tonight, Lacey Sturm. Lacey, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart for just taking the time to even sit down with us for a few minutes.
Thanks for having me, yeah.
Awesome. Let's get right to it. You've got so many irons in the fire right now between being a mother 2 times over, a wife, an author now, plus the music and everything. How do you manage all that?
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm learning as we go. I think that I really have a lot of faith in my husband, actually, and so when he says I think this is going to be a good thing, I can usually trust that he is gonna that it will be, because I tend to be super like, I don't know, I just think too deeply about things sometimes, and he can just kind of pull me up to the surface and say, hey, you don't have to drown right now, it's not as big a deal as you're thinking. So I can really trust him in that, and every time that he's been right, when I do, like, we went on a little tour, just where I got to tell my story, and my son was 2 weeks old, and my other son was 2 years old, and we went ahead and we did that tour. We felt like we really should, and we went on that tour, and I got more time with my kids than I would have at home. I didn't have a house to clean or meals to fix and none of that, and it was really easy. And so I was like, yeah, maybe we can do this.
Sherry and I were talking about that too, as far as a mother. I know that that's been a big question about, how can you have children and still live this kind of lifestyle and be on the road and be accessible to your fans and things like that. And it's really, well, heck, I go on stage and I perform, in the evenings. I have my rehearsal time, I have my PR time, I have this, that, and other, just like any other job.
Yeah.
But my kids are right here with me.
Yeah, I just put my kids in the bathtub right before we came here, and our drummer's wife she's gonna lay them down, and we got some time with them before, read some books and whatever. And that's the thing, is that if you have your own boundaries and your stakes in the ground, like, well, this is how we're gonna organize things. We're gonna get time here and here and here, and if we can get that, then we can go. So that's cool.
That's very cool. Catching up on where you've been, in the last year or so. I got to see some videos, and I got to hear your story and your testimony. And I know your book just came out last week, The Reason. What would you like to tell your fans about the book? What would you like to tell us about the book?
Well, I really understand the perspective of being really hesitant to talk about or to hear anything about God or hear anything about even Christianity in itself, because as an atheist who hated Christianity and didn't want to hear anything about God, I understand that, that some people have a really bad taste in their mouth for that because of what they've been through. And so what I wanted to do with the book is I wanted to share both sides of that. I wanted to be able to show, to help people who are Christians who don't understand people who hate, being shoved, that being shoved down their throat, help them understand that perspective, because a lot of times they just write off somebody who seems hateful, but they don't realize they're trying to get through something, So I wanted also, on the other side, to give somebody who hates Christians to have a perspective that says, well, at least I feel understood on the one side, maybe I can open up my mind to the other.
I find too that a lot of times we're kind of, because of society and even the music scene itself, we're kind of hush-hush. And then when I found out about the Whosoevers and that network and everything.
I'm wearing a Whosoever shirt.
Look at you. That's perfect. It's just amazing, just to come across this in my time in life, the things that I've experienced in the music industry, because I do some things on other sides of it, and to see all the things that are going on that are negative, and then to have some positive brought into it, that's just been my own inspiration. And if this little run for you touches one soul, I can tell you it's touched mine.
Oh, God,
thank you so much.
Yeah.
This we can edit out if we need to. I didn't get a chance to talk to Jay about whether you want to reveal anything. He mentioned maybe you might be going into the studio with your new project.
Oh, yeah, well, we don't have any particular plans. We've been writing a lot, and I think we'll be ready to go whenever things get ironed out on the label side, because it's not that it's not, we can't talk about it, it's just complicated to talk about. So I don't know if it's that interesting, but in the end, we're hoping that we will get to record some music and that people will be able to buy it and yeah.
And of course, there's so many things involved with releasing a new album.
Yeah.
Who knows? We might see some Lacey in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be
well,
great.
we're playing some songs tonight, so
Awesome.
at least to hear it that way.
Cool. Anything else you want to add or include?
Well, my website is laceysturm.com, and we have like dates and stuff about the book and whatever we're up to is on there. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I was Instagramming a lot on the way here because we were in the car for 3 hours.